Hello everyone, Snipe Trading here. Today is April 1st and I'll be going over my recap for today. So today was a lot tougher day. I would say there was times where I had to kind of take more stops than usual. But yeah, let's get to it. So starting from the top here, trading overtraded a bit. You can see I had a total of like maybe 12 stocks that I traded today and ending the day with $79 in profit. So let's start from the top. So SUNW, I think, okay, so this had a fail flag. You can see it was extended a bit here on the 15-minute chart as well as the hourly chart. It had a flag. It broke here momentarily with a little bit of volume spike. So I went ahead and tried to look for a entry on the inverted cup and handle here, and I shorted that for this trendline break and ended up taking profits along the way there. So SUNW was a tricky ticker that I traded yesterday as well, and it doesn't tend to continue down to the downside. So I went ahead and took profits more this time, and it did the same move. It popped back up right after with 200 shares. But all in all, that was a $140 win for my biggest win of the day. TLGT is my next highest win here with a $120 win. So this had a decent flag, but also extended on the 15-minute chart. So I went ahead and looked for a short here for this 73 break. It broke there at 73, took 10,000 shares there at the 73 break, covered majority on the 72s, and then just below 71.80s there. And then it bounced right off of the 30-minute time frame for a $120 win on TLGT. The next trade is QS. So QS was a kind of bear flag, had higher lows or lower lows forming and having this low of daybreak. So when I saw this low daybreak, I went ahead and you can see it was basing off this 48.80s, 48.80s, 48.80s. Had a lower high here. Went ahead and took that short. It broke, recovered, bounced, tried to retest the 480 and got over it. And probably shorts piled in there, including me. But I took my profits there for 1,000 shares and got out before that ramp. That was for a $65 win. I was expecting kind of fade down lower, but I think shorts got trapped there and got squeezed. And that was QS. Next trade is SBRA. SBRA was a morning trade, also a short play. You can see it was extended on the 5 or in the 1-minute chart right here. It had a little push up on that wick, and that's where I entered short for that 241 break. Broke momentarily, held this as resistance at 241 and covered right on the 5-minute 9 EMA trend for a win of $61, and it pushed back up, bouncing off that 5-minute 9 EMA. Next trade is UXIN, and this was for a $57 win. UXIN. Traded this a couple times. I think the first time here there was a cup and handle forming. Went in a little too early and I stopped out right here. So that was for a I think that was for a $100 loss there. And then we can see there's lower high forming, so I went ahead and looked for another short because the 5 minutes extended here. Took that short again and I recouped my losses from here and profit a total of $40 or so extra from there. And then I took some more trades off it later part of the day. Saw some extension here, saw some lower highs, broke momentarily there, and then I stopped out for a small loss. I think, yeah, it was pretty much break even on that trade. And then I took another small, I think like a small win here for this inverted cup and handle break. Didn't get that 5-minute test that I wanted, but it was an even trade. I was watching this after hours. Right before the close, it just like pushed through the 201 break. You can see 201, 201, 201. So I was watching this very carefully. It like went from 198 to 204 like right away, and I was trying to get an entry on 201, but couldn't get my fingers fast enough. But it went to the highs of 232 here before fading back down. So that is UXIN for a $57 win. Next trade was SM. So SM was an end of day trade. Saw kind of like inverted cup and handle here forming for the 5-minute test. It was just a quick little scalp, nothing much there, and kind of went back up and just try to drop back down. That was a $27 win there on SM. Next trade was PAVM. So PAVM was actually up pretty well on this stock, and then eventually kind of kept fighting it and give it back. But you can see there was a potential flag here, but the hourly is way down here. It's way extended. So on the long side, you need the hourly to be nearby. So I went ahead and tried to look for a short here, cup and handle. Took that short, had a pretty decent average here. I had almost like 3,000 shares. I didn't cover enough here, so it went to 493, bounce off. I didn't cover anything. I was up unrealized like $240. Didn't take it. Rebounce on this area as support. I re-added, and I didn't take. I took so it went to 492, 493s, and I didn't take enough out, and I ended up just stopping at the rest, almost like flat there. So it was very disappointing, and kind of overstayed my unrealized profits there. I was really hoping this, because VWAP is right here, so I should have just took some profits on that VWAP. So the blue line is VWAP. So I just needed to take some profits there. It cracked momentarily here. I was looking for a 485. I was trying to look for a kind of home run play, but eventually kind of just took a break-even trade there when it could have been a big winner. So yeah, just remember to kind of take your profits along the way and to overstay your welcome. So that's PAVM. Next trade was UPC. UPC was a break-even trade. I think it was just this quick little scalp for this inverted or cup and handle forming. It broke there with some volume, and I was up decent here, but it kind of popped back down right away on this wick, and I just kind of stopped out. I didn't really trust it because it was under VWAP. So longing under VWAP is usually there's no follow through, but sometimes you do get a squeeze all the way up to VWAP to retest that level, and then it'll probably fade back down. But this was just a quick little scalp play. Decent entry. I didn't hold it long enough. It went to 570s there. Could have been like a 15-cent winner there, but pretty much just break even, $1 loss there on UPC. Next trade is PBF. So PBF, I think this was also, so this was a loss. Saw a little inverted cup and handle forming here. Went in a little too early. Wanted for that for the 5-minute test there, and it ended up just squeezing here, and I stopped out there for a $25 loss. Next trade is SNOA. Also, I tried a long here, so you can see a little flag, kind of cup handle. Tried a long there for maybe a little squeeze off the hourly break. I think it got that hourly break right here off that 870, and you can see it squeeze out to 910. I was hoping for that move back here, but kind of took my eyes off it and took a loss there for $29. Next trade is MGI. So MGI looks like so this had a decent kind of lower highs forming, lower highs. It broke momentarily there and popped back up, so I stopped out. I stopped out part there and then the rest here off that 8,719. So stop out right here. So yeah, remember to stop out because it could have been a big loss there if you didn't recover. So remember to just respect your stop, and if the plan doesn't work, just exit. MGI. So next trade is GNLN. So this was for $106 loss. I think pretty much same thing. I'm getting a little antsy and going in a little bit tad too early, so it hasn't broken the cup and handle right there. Held trend, pop over, I stopped out right here. So that's my highs. So it's $106. So I think the lesson here is don't go in too early because you'll just get stopped out. My last trade is MOGO. So MOGO had a decent, so I took a few stops here. I went a little bit too big, inverted cup and handle, and hoping for a break on the 5-minute trend. Ended up holding and stopping out here for one time loss of 100, and then I took another loss. I saw a high day break here, and I was looking for another cup and handle. Maybe this time I'll test the 15-minute trend, but also didn't work out there. So I took a $211 loss total on MOGO due to being early on the trade. But for some of these tickers that are trailing higher and kind of higher institutional, they tend to hold the 15-minute pretty well and 30 minutes and don't really tend to gravitate towards the hourly like the small caps. But yeah, all in all, kind of survived the day with $79 in profits. And tomorrow will be trading will be closed due to Easter and Good Friday. So no trading tomorrow. So hopefully you enjoy the content, and if you haven't done so, be sure to hit the subscribe and like button to support the channel, and I'll see you guys Monday. Goodbye.